United Arab Emirates, swearing to get you fined, jailed, or deported under Article 373 of the UA Penal Code. Swearing embraces the honor of the modesty of a person. Wow. This isn't just for saying the inappropriate words aloud. It includes indecent physical gestures and extends to your text messaging and social media as well. Not even indecent emojis. Wow. So if you were in a race with somebody and you let them know that they were number one, even though they didn't know you were in a race, and they beat you, you could go to jail for the middle finger. You could go to jail for the middle finger emoji. You could go to jail for a poop emoji. You could go to jail for a poop emoji.
Yes.
You could go to jail for a poop emoji.
Yes.
Okay. When people ask, is America great? I'm going to pull this up and go, we can use poop emojis. And a little side funny story on the poop emoji.
Mm-hmm.
When that first came out,
right,
I thought it was chocolate ice cream, so I sent it to everybody because I wanted to be sweet. And eventually someone's like, why do you keep sending that to me? I was like, oh, it's chocolate ice cream. It's meant to be sweet. Like, and he's like, no, it's poop. And I was like, oh, crap. Yeah.
Did you really think that looked like ice cream?
I did. It looked like an ice cream cone from Dairy Queen with little eyes and a smile. It did.
Mm-hmm.
So now instead it's a happy turd?
It's a happy turd.
It's a happy turd. All right. This is pretty bad. So I wonder if they pull off the emoji so you can't even pick them, or are you allowed to pick them just so they can arrest you? That's crazy.
Good question. I think we're back live.
It says earlier this year, so in 2023.
Okay.
The British Express reported a man sent an angry message to a car dealer who seemingly did him wrong. He was threatened with 3 weeks in jail for his choice words. If you have a potty mouth, be sure it's in check before you visit. So he feels like that the used car salesman hosed him, which does happen from time to time, and was threatened with 3 weeks in jail because you dirty rat, yada, yada, yada. Could you imagine that? Earlier this year, so
we're back live.
Could you imagine that? Someone screws you. You're in McDonald's,
right?
And they screw your order up again, right? I asked for no onions, right?
Right.
And then they can put you in jail for 3 weeks. Man.
What country is this?
Man, that's the UAE, United Arab Emirates. That's
well, my understanding of the Emirates is that you can't go there unless somebody invites you.
Really?
Yeah, that you have to be invited. You just can't decide.
You can't just
to
be
go
like
to
America and
tomorrow.
just go.
Right. There's a whole process, and I may be wrong, but I think I'm right.
I don't know. I have officially found why you hate Russia, though.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Who said I hate Russia?
Well, they're our natural enemy and all.
No, they're not.
I'm sure you're going to agree with me after this.
All right, talk to me.
All right, let me tell you why Russia is your natural enemy.
Tell me.
They have made it illegal to wear lace underwear. I told you. You're going to hate them.
Oh.
The Great Red. You cannot wear lace underwear.
Wait a minute. So this again, creates multiple questions. The first one is, how do I get that job?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I need to check to see if you're wearing illegally.
There you go.
Oh.
So
there's one. You don't want the bird poop job.
No.
You don't want the bubblegum but checking for lace underwear.
I am going online right now.
Well, here's the thing. You would also have to check the men. Suddenly
I'd eventually get around to them. I run out of the women.
I'm sorry, sir. When you bent over,
when I run out of the women aged 20 to 29, I'll start on. I'd start on the 30-year-olds.
I can give you arguments that would derail this quickly. All right, but it said, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but Russia does not want you wearing anything lacy under your clothing, and they put this law in 2014. This isn't like in 18. This is 2014. They've decided law in Russia. Belarus, Kazakhstan states undergarments must be made with a minimum of 6% cotton. Why? They claim for health and safety. Health and safety of what? exactly, I would want to know. While women across the nation protested, the law is in effect and you can no longer buy lace garments. How they'll know what you've been underneath is another subject. So,
See? They had the same question I had.
so that begs the question if they have an officer. Oh, man. Oh, man, I wouldn't want to be a guy getting arrested for that. That's all I'm saying. That would be really not good. But that's one of the reasons why Russia is that's one of those things. And this is not a controversy. This is a fact.
So you know the
2014.
My understanding of Russia is like you're born into a career. It's like a caste system.
Okay.
So that means if your mother was a lace watcher,
then you're required to
or
watch
your father
lace.
was a lace watcher, that you are going to inherit the lace watching dynasty.
Dynasty. You see how my mind works? The thing I pulled out of that was at least 6% cotton. So you just got to have 7% cotton and 93% lace. Well, yeah, that's lace, but it's 6%. It's 7% cotton. So we're good to go.
If you wear inferior lace, you're safe.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to have exterior lace. That would be like your Superman outfit and on the outside. You wouldn't want to do that.
No, you wouldn't want to do that at all. At all.
Apparently, in Japan, it is now officially illegal to dance in the dark after midnight. In Japan, midnight is the button, and you're not allowed to be footloose or carry free in Japan after midnight. And that'd be weird if they have bars that are open till 2.
That 2 thing is ours.
Have you been there?
I have not been to a bar in Japan. I was in a bar in Hong Kong, and it was after midnight.
Well, those two hate each other, right? So there's that.
Well, no, Japan and Hong Kong aren't enemies.
Japan and Hong Kong are definitely, and this is Japan. They definitely don't like each other.
Really?
Japan and China?
Yeah,
they don't get along.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Huh.
But apparently,
who'd have thunk it?
If you have to pick, I don't know. Japan was like the country version of the movie Footloose. Dancing after midnight was banned for generations. Wow, this is an old one. As it was just too sinful. Dancing after midnight, 11:59 is not sinful. 12:01 is sinful. So it was really just to enact Americans not dating with their women. In 1948, while U.S. soldiers occupied Japan, the ban was placed to stop liberal Americans, because we were liberal in 1948, from corrupting the good citizens of Japan. So the evil Americans were out dancing with the women, and they did not want that. Japan finally lifted the ban, and let's see, it says 2105, but I think they meant 2005. You can dance after midnight as long as it's not in the dark. So you can dance if there's light. This is dumb. Revelers wanting to get their groove on after the clock strikes 12, do it in a well-lit nightclub. So it was the Americans. It was the Americans because they didn't want.
So, but the years don't match World War II.
No, it was after. So 1948. So we were still there.
Okay.
And we had done a couple things to a few of their cities.
Oh yeah.
If you recall.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure they would like I don't think I would like me either.
Not either.
Back then.
I agree.
Even though we were provoked. But moving on, it's all in the books.
It's all in the books.
It's all in the books.
You know that history is written by the winner.
The winner. Yeah, I heard that story one time too. And I think we won. I think we won. Yeah, America. All right, so our first American stupid law hits the world dumbest ones. America's finally on the list. In Wyoming, you must hang artwork in the buildings. Any public building erected must have art displayed valued at 1% of the building's cost, although it's not to exceed $100,000. So if the building is $100,000, you have to have at least $1,000 worth of art. Have to, by law. Can you imagine? Of course, I guess if you had family that wasn't very good artists, and you're like, look, man, I only got 1%.
Everybody's drawing a picture at my house.
Yeah, why is there like 17 pictures of stick figures? Well, George is, he's trying. And by law, we got, no, ma'am, that's art. I don't know. That's a pretty dumb rule, but I think that's actually kind of funny.
You could go to the nearest nursery school and just have the kids make some art.
And then as long as you pay for the 1% of the value of the building, but the fact that you have to pay 1% of the value of the building because they say so. So that means in every building there's art.
Every building there's art.
Wyoming's kind of a wide open place. And
the artists need support.
And I feel like somebody did this in a way to, we're going to help educate our people. And it just comes across as like, take it! You're going to take it and like it. And, that just shows against everything I stand and believe in. And I'm not sure I like water-based colors.
I feel your pain. You need some more coffee?
I do need some more coffee.
All right, we can take care of that.
Oh, man. Weather is still 32 degrees. We're supposed to get 4 to 6 inches, but it doesn't look like it's going to stick.
It doesn't look like we're going to get it. Come on.
It's been snowing since 4, but the roads are solid.
See, I would equate that to the, what you call it, spitting in the summertime when it's just misting. It's not really enough to call rain, but it's wet.
Except it's snow.
It's just snow, yeah.
Because it's colder and it's freezing outside.
Right, so it's...
But other than that, it's exactly the same.
It's spitting snow.
It's spitting. Well, you know what? They can have it. We've had a really good winter, and it just needs to quit. Because, you know what I mean? But now we're getting spit at. So we're just trying to get through it.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
But we're supposed to have it'll be cold this weekend, but everything should be clear. Be able to get it out. Everyone got to wash your car again.
Are you a skier or snowmobiler? Do you do any winter shit?
Yeah, you got jokes.
I forgot who I'm talking to.
Yeah, good to see you, Carl. Yeah, you're hilarious.
Oh, my God. Did you used to?
Oh, my gosh, this rule's for you. Did I used to?
Yeah.
I used to snowmobile. Yep, used to do 70 miles of trails up north and not ski. And here's why. You were going downhill at a high rate of speed.
Right.
And if you don't have the full understanding of braking, there's trees. So you could go, oh crap, there's a tree, and your brain just is like, there's a tree, and then too many movies where you watch, they hit it so hard the hat and gloves fall off when they strike the tree. Yeah, no. You?
Not since my youth.
Yeah. Well,
I think I went to Mount Holly, and I'm going to say maybe there was alcohol involved. So
I believe that story.
20-ish, 2015 or so. Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and I believe that alcohol was involved, absolutely, which would probably kill you, which brings us to our next rule, which is perfect.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. In France, which we know we love their beaches,
Parlez-vous français?
you're not allowed to die. It's against the law to die without a purchased burial plot. I'm sorry, sir. You're in the hospital. Did you get a burial plot? No. You are not allowed to die. You have to stay alive.
Okay, so
how do you get? Listen, I don't know how do you make people do that? You can't die.
Well, there would have to be an exception for miscarriages.
Here's my favorite part about it. The mayor gets up and he says this: you have to have the plots, right? Mm-hmm. And then he adds at the end of his speech, offenders will be severely punished. End quote.
What are you going to do, kill him?
Right! What else are you going to do? You know? What are you gonna do? I don't understand. I don't get that one.
That's
oh
fun.
my gosh, this one seems dumb. In Rome, you are required by law to walk your dog every day.
What? So I still enforcement is what I'm really curious about with these laws. So there's a guy whose job it is to make sure that you're walking your dog.
So you have licensing for your dog, and if your neighbors complain, they can check into it. Check this out. Rome's strict laws. It's an animal cruelty thing, keeping them inside. Now, people can stay inside, but dogs have to be let out for a walk, right? Includes the walking of pet dogs. If an owner does not walk their dog at least once a day, at minimum, so they have to at least once, it's a $625 fine for not walking your dog.
Wow.
Out of all the things that need to be done on the planet, could you imagine?
I mean, it's considered cruelty.
I'm sorry, sir. You're getting a ticket. Your neighbors got video of you not walking your dog. Are you for real?
So here's a question. I got appendicitis. Just got out of the hospital. I'm laid up in the bed. I can't get out for 3 days.
Yeah, well, that's not even the stupidest part of this law. You ready for this?
Uh-oh. No.
So not only that, you can get fined $625.
I said I wasn't ready.
Well, I'm telling you anyways because it's dumb. And the law also extends to goldfish. Okay, to goldfish.
Wait a minute. I got to walk my goldfish?
While they cannot be walked, they must have room to swim. And so you cannot put a goldfish in a bowl. It has to have a full-size aquarium.
That's understandable.
That's not understandable.
I heard a comedian say his apartment was so small he had to keep his goldfish in his shot glass.
That's a pretty small apartment.
Hey, he put a little rock
Well,
in
he would
there.
get a $625 fine per day.
He was an alcoholic.
And dude, what kind of law? You can't even go out for the weekend because you could get $1,300 in fines because you didn't walk your dog for 2 days. That is unbelievable. Oh my gosh, I just finally learned something.
What country was it?
Dude, it was France. Of course it's France. Okay?
Okay.
It's just, all right, I've learned something. Okay, everybody that goes to New York and New Jersey, they're like, man, traffic's terrible. Everybody honks at you all the time, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know that's a law?
It's a law that they have to honk at you?
You must honk when passing a car in New Jersey.
What?
You can't make this up. It's too dumb. That's why it's the dumbest.
Give me some details.
This is a
Passing
law.
a car.
You must honk when passing a car in New Jersey. This makes so much. No wonder everybody's pissed.
All right.
We're following the rules.
So yeah, which way? I mean, is it oncoming cars or cars that are going in the same direction as you?
Dude, you just have to have your horn on the whole time. It says when driving along the highway in the Garden State, you're legally required to provide an audible warning that you are about to pass a car on the left. This means that whether you're driving on the Garden State Parkway or the New Jersey Turnpike, you technically should honk your horn before you pass according to the state law. As if the people in Jersey don't honk enough already. So, they actually honk their horns as a rule. Now, the person that came up with this has got to be deaf.
My cousin Ralph.
They got to be deaf. They have to be. They have to be deaf because this is nobody wants to be honked at every single time you pass. And then, you'd want to speed, so you could be the honker versus the honky.
Ooh.
I suppose if I had to pick in the scenario, I'd want to be the honker. In that scenario, this one's kind of extremely stupid in Spain. It's illegal to build sandcastles, apparently, because having fun on the beach. It's probably because of all the people that are in the Speedos. Oh, wait, that's France.
Well, did it say what year that honking law was made?
It does not, but it really should, because that one sucks.
I'm curious if it was like before rear view mirrors were invented.
All I know.
Side view mirrors, before you had a side view mirror, the only way.
Have you ever been there?
Ooga.
Like, have you ever been there?
Up in New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay, they use their horns. Like, I think is a thing, and they just got very passionate about
But
it.
see, nobody was passing me. We were all stopped, and the horns were.
You're
going.
probably right. It's probably something that happened, in the 20s and 30s.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
What's the next one?
Spain, you can't do sandcastles at the beach because that's not what you do. Spain despises your attempts at making sandcastles so much. You could be fined if caught building one in Spain, and the fines vary by location at the discretion of the police. Oh, my Lord. On the island of Majorca, for example, you could pay 100 euros, but you could pay up to 1,500 euros at their discretion if they don't like your sandcastle.
Nice.
That's not nice. That's mean.
But
that's one of the only reasons the kids go to the freaking beach.
See, here's the deal. Kids build sandcastles.
Right, so you're taking
kids
a nap.
don't have jobs.
So you're taking a nap.
So they're going to fine a kid 1,800 euros, and he has no money.
Right, so they're just going to fight. So the parents fall asleep. The kid grabs the bucket, start making the sandcastles, and then he wakes up to an $1,800 fine.
Here's the deal. Let's not make sandcastles. Let's make sand condominiums.
Yeah.
If you don't call it a sandcastle, is it against the law?
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
So, China tends to have some really bad rules, right? Like
I'm trying to get out of this one right here.
I'm moving on because I'm not... You're not getting out of this one.
All right.
All right, so we've heard about Russia, or China wants to take over the world, and they do all these things, right? I've heard of some bad laws. We're saving the good stuff for last. This one, Paul, is a gem. By law, in China, it is illegal for Tibetan Buddhists to reincarnate without permission. Oh my gosh. Tibetan Buddhists are not allowed to reincarnate after they die unless they have been granted permission from the government. We're not sure how they enforce this particular rule in China, but China is known for having some strict laws. Oh my gosh. You are not allowed to reincarnate. This is a real law.
I'm
awaiting your response with anticipation. Please, regale us.
I like it.
Oh, my Lord, of course you like it. It's so stupid.
Well, you really have to define stupid, okay?
Stupid means to lack sense.
Okay, all right. Listen.
Can you imagine? All right.
Could you imagine how many reincarnated people would be around if there wasn't a cap or some kind of way to
Listen,
regulate.
So imagine you're a Buddhist and you die and they're like, we're gonna reincarnate. No, I can't. I didn't get permission from the government before reincarnation. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure there's like an application fee. Perhaps, some kind of licensing that has to be done. You can't have the undead just willy-nilly walking around.
Yeah, you just can't have them doing whatever they do in the afterlife. That'd be weird.
The thing is that the government and the society itself believes that this reincarnation is possible.
These monks just sit there and pray all the time,
which
right?
is really cool.
Here's the thing. The fact that the government feels like they need to put a law on it. They only reincarnated because I allowed them to. Like they have control of that.
Well, he could have been a jerk. What if he, what if the guy
you can't be reincarnated. That man was a jerk.
He could have been like the Malcolm X of China. And, they don't want him around
Oh,
again.
my gosh. No, God, you don't understand. Listen, I know you know everything, but this one time.
No, I mean, it's like the president or the mayor you got to get permission from, right? Or the head priest. I don't know who's giving out this permission, but,
There are certain conversations that you're dumber after having them, and I think we just had that conversation.
I liked it.
But that one is by far the dumbest one. If you take anything away from that, the China government has to license their monks for reincarnation. That is a gem.
I like it.
Oh, man. So
I like it.
we're going to Let's see.
Because, not every society believes in reincarnation. And I would think that law would be more for India, or because of the cow thing, But go ahead, China. Handle your business.
Handle your business. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to China. All right. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe someone thought of that. Oh, you're gonna get around me by reincarnating, are you? Oh no, you're not. Man, that is absolutely nuts. And speaking of nuts, here's another crazy one.
It puts a whole different term on sling on the word "be right back."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and your friendly Canada. As you know, there is a law on the books.
On the books in Canada.
It is illegal to kill a Bigfoot. Yep, illegal to kill Bigfoot. And when people first began citing Bigfoot, Sasquatch in the 1800s, British Columbia made it illegal in the 1800s to kill Sasquatch. No one has ever captured proof of this hairy giant. But if you should find it and kill it, you will be fined up to $250,000 if you do not have a proper hunting license for a Sasquatch.
Okay, say wait.
Yeah, no.
I got this for you.
I know you do.
I've got this.
Watermelon. Go ahead.
$250,000 fine.
Yeah.
The corpse is going to be worth like $8-9 billion if you shoot a Sasquatch. Pay the fine.
No, you missed the cool part about it. What are you looking for? Oh, I'm hunting Sasquatch. I need to get my license.
$48 million.
You're right. I would just go get a Sasquatch license just so I could frame it.
License.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, you didn't have a Sasquatch license? Oh, well, let me tell you, you're missing out.
You're missing out.
You didn't get a Sasquatch license. So.
I like it.
Yeah, I knew you would.
I like it a lot. They were so confident that it exists, and we don't know that it doesn't, that they had to protect.
And even if you're looking for a mythical creature that does not exist, not saying it doesn't, but let's just pretend.
Yeah.
We're still going to license you.
How much is the unicorn license?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure they can come up with a cost if you want to. If you want to get
2 for 1? A BOGO?
We got a 3-for-1 deal.
While you're out there looking for Sasquatch, you might as well,
Oh my lord!
He's usually riding around on a unicorn.
So speaking of people in charge wanting to keep people under control, you're gonna love this next one. Portugal. These people are amazing. Spain, France, Portugal.
I like Creole. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they've made it illegal to pee in the ocean, and how are you going to expect that one there, Paul, Mr. Inspector Guy?
If they're smart, they'll do like swimming pools do. And put
Make
that
it blue?
Special dye in the ocean so that when only humans, because, fish pee in the water all the time.
So they got guys just in boats going, and you get a fine, and you get a fine, and you get a fine.
Well, I guess they could tell by your face. If they have binoculars.
No, all they got to do is go, oh, look, there's a 24-pack of beer over there. I'm betting we're going to get a fine.
Well, I think you could get away with it if you just keep swimming. Well, if you swim and pee, they'll never know. But if you stand there and get the pee face going.
The pee face?
The pee face.
Well, you pursed your lips. What's the pee face?
That's just pretty much pursing your lips.
Well, according to them, they do this to keep beaches clean. And beachgoers healthy. Portugal has banned peeing in the ocean. We're not quite sure how they're going to enforce that one, but it's better safe, I suppose, to use the restroom.
I am not going to give up my lace job.
Which, honestly, your Russian lace job?
Yeah, I'm not going to give that one up for the pee patrol. That's for sure.
No offense to them or anything, but if they think peeing in the ocean is cleaner than those bathrooms near the beach, those bathrooms are not okay. Yeah.
I'm sure somebody cleans the bathrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like it'd be, duty 1.
Have you ever used those beach bathrooms?
Duty 1, check for people peeing in the ocean. Duty 2, clean beach bathrooms.
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to date somebody? What do you do for a living? Oh, there's some good news.
I want to take your daughter to day work.
Yeah,
no work day for that, man. Yay.
This one isn't even worth talking about.
Okay.
Alabama, it is illegal to wear a fake mustache in the Alabama church. If you fake mustache, it makes people laugh. Save it for anywhere but church. You cannot wear a fake mustache to church in Alabama. The point of this silly law is that you are not to interrupt the service. You cannot wear a fake mustache to church as long as it doesn't elicit laughter from the audience. So when, how, and what happened to make that happen? So some guy decided he's just going to go to church with a fake mustache, and people laughed that he has a fake mustache, and then they made a law that you can't have a fake mustache. I don't even know what to say to that one, so I'm just going to... I'm going to move on. I don't know what to do with that one. So,
I can think of, I wonder if they consider those like wax lips. Fake
I'm
mustache.
moving on. I'm not addressing it because it's just weird. And
but what are they trying to stop?
Laughter in church.
Laughter. So what about the hats that the women wear? Aren't some of those funny?
So the next one is in Bolivia. Do you know where Bolivia is?
I do. It's below Oblivion.
It's below Oblivion, and that's way out there, man.
Upper Bolivia.
Once you get married, and if you ever want to stop marriages, I think this is a law that would do it.
Okay.
Married women, just the women, are only allowed to have one glass of wine. That is a law. If you're married and you're a woman, you can only have one glass of wine.
For your lifetime or per session? Do I have to walk out of the bar and walk back in to have another one?
Well, it says,
so many questions.
It says if you're a single woman in Bolivia, drink up. But if you are married, it's just one glass of wine for you a night. This sexist law is due to the belief that alcohol make women more immoral. A husband could actually divorce her if she is drinking in public.
Wow. It would seem to be the opposite.
So if you wanted people to not get married, that's the law. What would be the purpose?
Yeah, interesting. Interesting.
I don't know what to do with that.
How does it work? We go to the bar. I have a glass of wine.
So you got your ring on, right?
I got my ring on. I have
and
a
they're
glass
like,
of
"Ma'am,
wine,
are you sure you want me to pour you another one?"
Right.
Because there's video.
With the constable standing next to him tapping his toe.
Dude, somebody's wife was like a drunk or something.
And she cheated on him.
And cheated on him.
And I think he was in the legislature. And he says, Gretchen will never do that again. It is called the Gretchen Law, isn't it?
I can't confirm that, but I also cannot deny that either. So.
I think it's called the Hussy Law.
We started in Australia. You know you cannot interrupt a wedding in Australia? You can be fined up to 10 grand. So if anyone here does not support this wedding, speak now.
Well,
and if you speak, it's 10
part.
grand.
Maybe they don't say that part.
Well, if they do, I feel like that's,
Speak now or forever hold you.
Yeah.
But that's an American thing too, probably.
You could be fined up to 10 grand and 2 years in jail.
Wow.
For interrupting a wedding.
You really have to be in love.
Somebody was hot.
It said could be. Could.
Some legislator was getting married and their ex-boyfriend was...
You know it.
Oh, man.
You know it. These rules don't make themselves. They don't make themselves. Somebody experienced that.
Well, Florida finally hit the list.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Men cannot wear strapless gowns in Florida. Despite what may take place in South Beach's world-renowned drag clubs, it is actually illegal for a man to wear strapless gowns in Florida. However, the law does not say they cannot wear dresses with spaghetti straps, cap sleeves, or long sleeves. And the fact that they make that that distinction is outstanding. I don't...
What is the problem with the strapless? Do you think that the top's going to come down and expose their bare chests?
I don't get the whole thing. And it's the fact that they have to separate between strapless spaghetti and capped sleeves. I don't... I have no idea, but Florida hit the list. And that one makes no sense to me. All right, we're back to Canada. Your favorite people.
Love them.
Yeah, oh, yeah? Well, they don't let you climb trees in Toronto. That's illegal.
Is it you can't climb trees with water balloons or with?
With the water guns?
Yeah,
No,
water
that
guns
was
and water balloons?
that was a different country, but
Different country. Okay.
yeah.
So no tree climbing.
Well, think you can't just climb a tree in Canada, huh? Well, why not? There are a lot of trees, right? Expect to pay a hefty fine if you do caught doing so anywhere in the province of Ontario. This goes from Ottawa to Toronto. That is a lot of space. And there is a buttload of trees, too. That makes no sense. Toronto in the middle of the forest unless you have a permit. You have to have a tree climbing permit.
Well, wait a minute. They said in the middle of the forest. So if I've got
You cannot go in the middle of the forest.
Okay, I understand, but if I've got a tree in my backyard and I built a tree house for my child,
you have to have a permit. Unless you have a permit.
Okay. And
they made this rule in 2013.
Oh wow.
This isn't like.
So what were these people doing?
Right.
I guess they were just looking for a revenue stream. They found that people were climbing trees and they figured they could make a quick buck.
So they have a Bellevue Square Park.
And
a kid who was a tree climbing enthusiast, which I didn't know that was a thing.
All kids are tree climbing enthusiasts.
How much? Right?
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think the fine was?
$500.
$365. $365 for climbing
Canadian,
a tree.
Right?
Yeah, this is Canada. Remember how everybody said I hate America, I'm gonna move to Canada? Remember?
I remember.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Your kids can't climb a tree, and you got to have a license for Sasquatch.
Does it say why?
It doesn't. That's all the information it gives.
Interesting. So let's conject. Let's think. Let's hypothesize. Let's theorize.
I hate it when you do this.
I'm thinking that there were kids falling out of trees. 4 or 5 kids fell out of trees. Their parents.
Then why do they issue licenses?
Sued the state.
So the poor kids can't climb the trees, but the rich ones can?
No. And then the state the state created a tree climbing school which provided training for children on the art of tree climbing and gave them a diploma, quote unquote, and a tree license.
Yep, this is derailing. The train has fallen off the tracks, Paul.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying
that there's got to be a path.
Well, listen.
To this.
You know the joke, why the chicken crossed the road?
Why?
Well, because it's illegal in Georgia.
It's illegal.
It's illegal for your chicken to cross the road in Georgia. That's right.
What?
In an effort to encourage people to keep their chickens under control, there's a statute in, get this, Quitman, Georgia. What a great name. That says that you can be fined if your chicken should get loose and cross the road. That means it cannot cross the road to get to the other side. There are no jokes about chickens, and you can be fined for your chicken crossing the road. That is really bad.
Define road.
Yeah. So imagine downtown or something, right?
You know, chickens run free. And I guess you can't.
Yeah, they're called free range.
Right. So I guess they're saying that you cannot have free range chickens, that you have to contain them within some kind of pen.
Yeah, so remember in France, it was a law you had to walk your dog once a day?
But what's the problem with hitting a chicken? I mean, it's just dinner.
It's just a stupid law, and I have no answers, and that's why I want to move on, because these are dumb. That's the whole reason we're bringing them up, because it just makes us as mostly American states...
Well, that could be the reason why they implemented it. People were just mowing down chickens.
Eating their dinner.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how KFC started. I mean, I have no idea.
That was bad.
So France would fine you if you didn't walk your dog once a day, right?
Right.
So Italy sees that, and they said, well, we'll fine you if you don't walk your dog 3 times a day. And if in Italy you don't walk your dog 3 times a day, that's why they have all those professional walkers over there with all them dogs. Because it's a required law. And if you don't do it, you can get fined $500 per animal.
Really?
So you got 3 of them, right?
You gotta walk your dog, man.
Oh, my gosh.
You got to walk your dog.
Because just in case that your life's not hard enough, we're going to add the fact that you got to do this. So now a job is professional walking the animals.
It makes for, work for people. And it probably limits dog ownership. You really got to want a dog. And be ready to take on the responsibility of a pet.
And I got to be honest, the more I read this list, the more I don't want to ever move to Canada.
Agreed.
This particular next law, I mean, the Sasquatch license is something. But being fined for using the wrong type of money, I didn't even know this was a thing. If you pay and you use too many coins, that is against the law. It's illegal to pay with too many coins in Canada. And they make the coins. Okay? When making a payment that is more than $10, it is illegal to pay with the money that they make that a single coin under the Currency Act in Canada.
So you do know where that came from, right?
No, please tell me, because we're going to make money, and then if you use that money above an amount that we say, then you're going to get in trouble for it because it's illegal.
My mom.
And
I'm going to say it was in the 60s that they were protesting against the gas and light company.
Okay.
And actually, there was other protests as well. But when the African-American community was protesting a business,
Yeah.
they would all pay in pennies. They would pay their bills in pennies.
Just to be spiteful?
Just to make it more difficult for the retailers to take their money.
Wow.
So it was a sign. It was a means of protest to pay with coins.
Oh, so now if you pay over $10 in coins, and they make the coins.
I can imagine the lawsuit because it's legal tender. So if you don't take it, then you're
refusing payment.
You're refusing payment. Now I can walk out of here with this TV. Especially since I only got to spend, only have a roll of quarters is $20. So, if you pay with a roll of quarters. Where is this again? Let's try it.
Canada.
We could own Canada.
Yeah.
We could own Canada with the lawsuit.
Here's what I think.
What you think?
I'll let you do that, and then you let me know.
I'll
pay for the phone call from the jail. All right? I'll pay the $28 for the 5 minutes of phone calls. All right?
All right, if you have to.
All right.
If you have to. I think it's viable.
Well, now America, they're like, oh, I see you're stupid and I'm going to raise it. Idaho, I am now never going to this state because they had to make this law.
You say that, but I don't believe you. Idaho, who's going to miss out on Idaho?
Well, first of all, Coeur d'Alene's actually quite beautiful, but
there you go.
I didn't know this rule existed.
Okay.
But now that I know this is a law in Idaho, and the fact they had to make this law is freaking me out a little bit. It says it's illegal to eat a person in Idaho. That was happening so much they had to make a law. Just in case you get hungry, Idaho will imprison you up to 14 years if you eat the flesh or blood of a person. Cannibalism is allowed under life-threatening conditions. However, so this eating people happened so much they had to make a law, and then they had to make a life-threatening condition where you can't eat people unless your life is threatened, and then you can go ahead and eat people. I really don't want to go to Idaho now, knowing that is...
Does it snow in Idaho?
Yeah.
Do they have mountains in Idaho?
Yeah, they have mountains.
Okay, and there hadn't been a movie of the week filmed in Idaho about a soccer team landing in the mountains. I thought that was like in the Andes or something.
No, and that was the one where they had rump roast and all that.
To eat the people. Well,
Yeah.
the fact that they're considerate enough to make a loophole, you know what I mean? Because you can't just say you were famished. You know what I mean? What is the life-threatening situation? We were out at Ho-Ho's.
Well, no, you're out of Idaho's. All right.
I'm thinking.
So, have you ever wondered why in India they hit their drums so much?
Uh-oh. I didn't know they hit drums.
All the time in there. There's actually a reason, and there's actually a law.
That they hit drums all
Yep,
the time.
yep.
Like I said, this is news to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
They hit their drums, and you must, it's a law, to warn other people of the locusts coming. So that's why you constantly see those little drums that they have.
But the locusts are a season, aren't they? Like in the early spring.
It's an event, actually.
Right.
The locust event invasion in India. If you are a male, 14 or older, you must do everything possible to prevent and stop the destruction of the locusts. Those who live within 5 miles of downtown from the place of the invasion occurring must announce it by beating on a drum or any other method that alerts the town owners. So do something to get someone's attention to let them know the locusts are coming, because that's how desperate they are. They had to make a law about drums. It doesn't say how old that law is, but I gotta guess that it's pretty darn old. Alabama hits the weirdest rules on stage with you can't have plastic confetti. And that's because of...
Makes sense.
That one actually kind of makes sense because the birds and stuff pick it up and choke and die. So, let's see. We haven't been able to pee in the ocean. You cannot... you have to wear a man underwear at the French beach. And now in Malawi, which I have no idea where that is, you're not allowed to fart. This is a law passed in 2011. So how bad is the food there?
Well, I'm just worried for the lactose intolerant folks.
No, my favorite part of this is the name. It is
the name of the law?
Yes, the air fouling legislation. So somebody who has the ability to make a law had somebody pass gas that was so nasty. They're like, we need to have a law.
Okay, I'm going to apologize to the entire nation, and I'm going to say it was my fault.
Oh, it was you.
It was the fart heard round the world.
Well, that happened in 2011.
It did, yeah. Well, actually, it was.
Matter of fact, it did happen in 2011.
I think it started the end of 2010. It was, a bowl of ice cream I had on a Friday night.
Oh, Paul.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not okay.
It's not okay at
but
all.
the air fouling legislation in 2011 made it illegal to foul the air. This stirred up a big debate on whether or not this means flatulence is now a criminal offense. Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine CNN live fart debates? Oh my gosh, that is a real thing.
Listen.
Oh.
If you think about it. Air quality. I mean, we have problems with coal mines, and there's legislation on factories putting out stinky air.
Yeah, that's not a fart, though. That's not foul. That's not foul air legislation availability.
I think the law is fine, but it should be only enforced in confined spaces.
No, you got to look at this from politicians. Okay, so is there farting or no farting? If there is farting, how much farting? Can you do the walking farts, or is it just one big blow? Is it because someone else smells it? Or if no one's there, did the fart not make a smell?
And if you have a silent but deadly...
Dude,
who's gonna fess up? Who's
and here's
gonna
the thing:
who
farted in the realm of this politician that was so bad that it left a dent that they wanted to make a law? Wow, bad.
I bet you it was in the locker room in Congress or their parliament.
I told you I saved you the best for last. Okay, I did, and the fart one. That's my fave.
That's your fave.
There's a couple other ones that I really like, but this one here would disqualify most Americans from going to Japan, okay?
All right.
The Sasquatch one is brilliant because you have to have a license.
But this is Japan.
So in Japan,
let's hear it.
It is illegal to be overweight.
Unless you have a license, right?
Oh, get this.
Because I know a couple sumo wrestlers.
Save, first line, save sumo wrestlers. Other than sumo wrestlers who are huge animals, right?
Right.
Huge human beings, right? Save for the sumo wrestlers. In an effort to prevent obesity in its citizens, Japan created the Metabo Law. This requires people between the ages of 40 and 74 to have an annual waist measurement, oh my gosh, performed at the doctor. So the doctor comes in and he's like, hey, fatty, got a fine, right? Fines will be incurred. Fines will be incurred if men have waists over 33.5 inches or 35.4 inches for women. So they literally come in there and you go to the doctor and they issue you a fine if you had too many Swiss cake rolls.
I think I could streamline this process.
Oh, man.
You don't have to do the doctor, okay?
Just pay the fine.
No, what you do is you make a narrow street. And if you can't fit down the street, you get the fine. If you can't go through the 38-inch street.
So when people say America is so terrible, and you go to the doctor and get a ticket.
30 seconds to do your piece and say goodbye.
Oh my gosh, guys, this was amazing. We didn't even get through the list. I did say the best for last. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll get to other stupid stuff next week. Thank you for tuning in to AI in the Morning with me and Paul. 92.1 WFOV, and we will see you very soon.
Peace.
That's pretty good.